As members of Generation Z, we are the only individuals who have grown up with Wi-Fi as a prevalent tool in our lives, at our disposal. Most of us have phones and have social media and have had that access to those apps and that technology for a very long time. And if you're like me, you've opened up your phone, used it for 5 to 10 minutes, used an app or a social media app, and within seconds, you've closed it and opened it up back again. This phenomenon is called instant gratification. It's our generation's way of seeking happiness, and it's a big problem. Now I'm going to talk about 3 things in my speech. The first thing is I'll define instant gratification and its history, psychological studies that show that it is a problem. The second thing I'll do is we'll talk about technology. How does it influence instant gratification? And more specifically, what has social media done to instant gratification? The third thing I'll talk about is what can we do? Instant gratification has always been a thing, and it will always be a thing. So what can we do to make our lives less fulfilling of instant gratification and more fulfilling towards actual happiness? So my first point. Let's talk about some definitions of instant gratification. What is it? Neil Patel, a psychologist and contributor to The Entrepreneur, says that instant gratification is the desire to experience pleasure or fulfillment without delay. This is important because it's essentially denoting the trade-off between time and benefit, and future benefit. Another important definition to talk about is from Courtney Ackerman, a master in psychology, claims that instant gratification is the foregoing of future benefit for an immediate but less beneficial benefit. And sometimes we know that the current benefit is less beneficial. We know that we're foregoing something that would be better for us. But it's more important to us to have it in our hands and immediately. That's important because when we talk about technology, it's extremely important to understand how technology influences this idea of immediacy, and it actually exacerbates it. But I also want to talk about really the history of instant gratification. In the 1960s, Walter Mischel sort of started the studies and the definitions of instant gratification in the marshmallow test. This test essentially gave 4-year-olds one marshmallow each, and he said that we will give you another marshmallow if you just wait. And what he found is the kids that ate the marshmallow immediately, those that fell victim to instant gratification, often did worse in the long run, academically, socially, competency, than those who foregoed that benefit and waited and delayed their gratification for a second marshmallow. That's extremely important because it talks about the ways in which delaying your gratification can be good for you, which I'll talk about in my third point. But next, let's talk about my second point, tech and social media. In technology, we can see how instant gratification is becoming worse as technology actually progresses. You have companies like Amazon that are pushing forward same-day delivery. You don't have to go outside or drive your car to actually order something. It comes right to your house. You don't have to go get groceries. You can have them delivered. You have amusement parks that have like skipping the line passes or all day passes where you don't have to pay to wait. And these are just reasons as to why individuals are foregoing the future benefit of, in this case, money, to have the immediacy of the benefit of an amusement park. In studies from the University of Massachusetts, they presented individuals with a video in which it was meant to buffer for a very long time, and they wanted to see how long individuals would wait before they would exit out of the video. Individuals waited 2 seconds. It's a reason as to why being grown up around technology, being grown up around videos, has made us prone to believe that videos that do not load fast for us mean less to us. A second important and astounding statistic comes from the United States Department of Commerce, and it talks about disposable income and savings. Savings in 1982 were at 9.7%. Savings in 2012, 3.6%. It shows that individuals see less purpose in saving money. They have less of an awareness or understanding of the future benefit of savings than they do the immediate benefit of spending money. Now let's talk about social media. How does it influence It's really the subset of technology, and it really impacts instant gratification. And the biggest thing to understand about social media is dopamine. Now, dopamine affects us in many ways. It can affect our sleep, it can affect our happiness, and the most important thing that I'd like to talk about with regard to dopamine is how it affects what we seek and what we desire. In the essence of social media, it is essentially given us the ability to fulfill dopamine in the click of a button. With social media, it's clicking an app, flicking through an app, seeing pictures, commenting, sending text messages. These are all fulfilling our dopamine levels without actually doing anything. This is giving us a false sense of happiness and not actually guiding us towards a lifestyle that fulfills true happiness. That's how social media has done. It's replaced the seeking of true happiness with the seeking of dopamine through instant gratification. Now, my third point, how could we fix instant gratification? Well, through the Stanford marshmallow test, it suggested that individuals with delayed gratification often did better in life. And a lot of psychologists promote this idea of delayed gratification. If you think about sleeping, a lot of psychologists have suggested that individuals sleep better when their phone is out of their reach. This is extremely important because it shows how individuals often do better when they preempt instant gratification. They will put their phone away during times when they need to focus or do homework, or they won't listen to music. And they do certain things to make sure that they are not distracted and they can find a true path towards happiness. Now, in conclusion, we've shown why instant gratification has replaced happiness with what people seek today, and how technology and social media has certainly exacerbated the issue of instant gratification. Now, when answering the question, what do I seek? I thought about this for a very long time, and I thought, I possibly seek truth. A lot of my actions suggest this. I have conversations with professors, with people about really weird concepts like, does God exist? But I truly thought that no one's really going to find the answer to truth. A lot of that is either subjective or it'll just never be discovered in my lifetime. So I sort of question the point of seeking truth in its entirety. And what I truly seek is understanding and relationships. I want to build connections with people that go beyond seeking truth or trying to understand them, but being understood and sort of having a relationship with individuals. That's sort of all we really can do in the one life that we have. So thanks for listening to my speech.